tossed around on your bed for what felt like hundredth time. Taeyong and you had an argument earlier in the evening. It wasn't anything serious. You don't even remember the reason for that argument. But both of you were tired and overwhelmed, hence, things had escalated quite quickly. And now, here you were laying on the guest room's bed since you refused to share bed with him tonight. You were very much regretting the decision. You had gotten so used to his cuddles that now sleeping without him seemed impossible. But your pride was in the way, stopping you from going back to your bedroom. Looks like I'm gonna stay awake the whole night. You sighed to yourself and continued to your turning around. A while later, you had a genius idea. You plugged in your earphones and started playing Sweet Night. The young calm voice was definitely relaxing you, but at the same time, it was making you miss him even more. Next up, Winter Bear played, relaxing you even further. But you forgot. You didn't had Spotify Premium. And just as you were about to drift in the dreamland, the ad played, waking you up. You pulled out the earphones and groaned in irritation. Maybe milk would help me fall asleep. You thought to yourself and got up to have some milk. Rubbing your eyes lightly, you waddled in the kitchen. Drinking warm milk helps always. This is exactly what I need to fall asleep. You mumbled to yourself, knowing full well what you really needed was Winter Bear's hugs and cuddles. You added Bonvita or whatever you prefer to the milk because how's anyone even supposed to drink plain milk? Picking up the cup of milk, you walked towards the balcony to get some fresh air while drinking milk. Though, on reaching the balcony, you realized someone had the exact same idea as you did. Because there stood Tay with his coffee mug, which definitely didn't have coffee since the man hated that drink. You both looked at each other for a while in silence. Tay, you said, not continuing any further, and after about a moment of silence, Taeyong spoke up. One of you had to say the words, and it meant things would go back to before. He was ready to set his pride aside and apologize. I'm sorry, Uni, he said. I'm sorry too, you said as he engulfed you in a hug, pulling away. You said, you couldn't sleep either? He shook his head as a no and said, I got way too used to your cuddles. He pouted, making you giggle. Since both of us are awake now, wanna cuddle and watch movies? You said as he nodded his head vigorously in agreement.